Williamson is 10 times the world champion. Bax and Stupilis, they've done it again. Unbelievable. Marvin van Leeuwen certainly deserves the red plate. And what an incredible sport this is. Fast, high and spectacular. Unbelievable.
The gates are down and away they go. And over on the left-hand side I can see Hermansson's a bit of jostling, but it's Tim Pruma and Jarno Stegmans.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It feels great to know that our work during the winter was right. And we are on the right way. We love the track. The atmosphere here is crazy. So many German fans cheering. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
It's Benny Weiss, the Austrian. Is it Pruma around the outside? Somebody's off there.
I don't know what to say now. It's our first win in our career, and yeah, I don't know. Big thank to our team.
Yeah, I see another Koen this year. Koen who wants to battle for the world title. Even when there's something wrong, then he goes better. And yeah, I'm really proud of him.
So Ivan, yeah, we are here on the track. France.
Yeah.
Home GP, I think a little bit.
Sure.
What do you think about this track?
It looks amazing. It's always a pleasure to be there. Very technical track, even before all the change of the layout, as we can see. There's new jumps, new few corners. It's always been a very technical track, and I think it's more now.
Yeah, like we saw in Krammelin, you did the really big triple jump. Here we have also a triple jump. Do you think you can do, with your jumping skills, together with your brother of course, to do something special here for overtaking something?
I think so. I watched this triple, it doesn't look scary for me. We are very confident on the jumps, as you said. And there are some few other jumps that I just saw out of the corner. So you don't have a lot of speed, you have to work a lot with the bike. This is the kind of jump we love the most, and they are the most technical.
Voilà 2 minutes avant la mise en grille et il faut absolument garder le rythme et le
Welcome there to Brou for the third Grand Prix in the 2025 FIM Sidecarcross World Championship, and look at the crowd. This Brou is a popular track. The French, of course, sense they're on the cusp of something very special, with the French champions Kilian and Yvon Prunier going so well in qualifying here, sitting currently in 4th place in the title, but they've got it all to play, and they're going to go for it, I can assure you, on this wonderful, wonderful track. Here's how they line up then. Hermans Ben van den Boogaard have a 27-point lead at the top over Marvin van Leeuwen and Nicolas Musset. Should be 83 for, and then Wilkinson and Prunier are in there as well. Benny Weiss, 5th place, he and Patrick Schneider, the only others to win a Grand Prix. Koen Hermans, Ben van den Boogaard having taken 3 race wins. Lefferink, Kerben, Sanders, Stuart Brown, while 2nd place in a qualifying race yesterday. Brett Wilkinson, who's in 3rd place, won it. Wyman Brothers, Tim Prum, sadly, Tim Prumer will not go. Stegmans was injured at Fox Hill in the UK, and a suitable replacement has not been found. Tim came here but was unable to race. Very, very sad for him because he had such a brilliant start to his season in Crumlin. The Lille Bardis boys in 13th place, 75 points behind Koen Hermans. Well, Brett Wilkinson, Joe Millard were the quickest round here. They just topped the leaderboard in terms of qualification. Prunier, although, did the fastest lap in Group B. Stuart Brown, look at that. He'll get third pick at the grid with Davy Sanders. Koen Hermans has fifth choice. Michael Hodges, Ryan Henderson, Kerben, and the rules are that they have to fill the front row. So even though you might be tempted to line up behind Brett Wilkinson, you can't. You've got to fill the front row. So that's a top 10 with Daniel Willemsen, 10th in qualifying and 10 world titles to his name. The Wyman brothers, Joshua and Noah, heading the next table. Stefan Wires, the Lille Bardis boys, there you are, 13th place for them. So they will be barely on the front row, just about though, but on the wrong side of the grid. Jason Van Dahl and Luke Rostang, Karkref and Hupon pairing go well. The 141 crew, the Verhees brothers, the Uxers from the Netherlands, got a cracking qualifying start. They were lying fourth at one place yesterday, but dropped back a bit. The passenger, brand new to this, only 16 years of age, has got an awful lot to learn. But they will get there, I can assure you. A product of the Kids and Sidecars program in the Netherlands, the Verhees brothers. Huge crowd here. The local commentator's been giving it plenty of welly to get them all revved up, and he has indeed got them all revved up. All of these boys now having done their sighting lap, lining up on the grid. You can see the Stuart Brown 888 outfit. Their number 91, Benny Weiss. Marvin van Lucena and Nicolas Mousset, defending and reigning champions on the right as we look at it. They're the Lille Bardis boys taking their choice at the grid. Number 7, Justin Kerben, Dion Rietman. Koen Hermans, Ben van den Bogart. Kilian Evon Prunier, and will the crowd be getting behind them? You can bet your bottom dollar. Davy Sanders, Jens Vincent, what a season they've had. Jason Van Dalen, number 723, Jason Van Dalen looking strong there. Brett Wilkinson, Joe Miller had a bit of a panic on the warm-up this morning. They had a major gearbox problem. Now whether they've changed the engine or not, I don't know. Mike Hodges, Ryan Henderson, Stuart Brown and Scott Form doing his limbering up sizes. 936, that's Gwendol Karkref, Matisse Hupon. Stefan Wires 418, Stefan Wires, Han van Haal. And then the Wyman brothers, number 25, hard on the right-hand side as they look at it, at the left-hand side as we look at it. Mercifully, the sun has now come out. It was very windy yesterday. It was cold this morning under the cloud and with a very chilly breeze. But by looking at the people there, they are quite well kitted out. So Wyman brothers are hard on the left as we look at it. 2 rows, 30 crews line up here. Hard on the right, it's Van Lucena. Then it's Benny Weiss. Then moving along, well, we'll have to wait and see who gets the whole shot here. Looking for the red plate. Koen Hermans has been riding so well. Josh and Noah Weinman. Here we go. Everyone getting tense now. Dropping down over the front. Right in the middle you can see Brett Wilkinson and Joe Millard, the 199 outfit. Just to the left of the WSC branding on the big banner. Race director moves away into 15 seconds. 13 minutes plus 2 laps then ahead of us. Tension unbelievable. The drone then, watch the middle. What will Brett Wilkinson do? What will Prunier do? They duck down, we're well into 5 seconds. The gate will drop any minute. Away they go. And Brett Wilkinson right in the middle. He's got sandwich and he's had someone's turned over, but it wasn't Brett. It's Stuart Brown and Scott Graham who hit the front. Marvin Van Lukenen dropping round into about 3rd place. Someone was upended, got shoved into Brett Wilkinson down the straight and went over, but Brett Wilkinson is in one piece, but he's dropped back a little bit. That really dampened his ardour, that's for sure. But it's the Prunier boys who've hit the front. They've overtaken the 94 crew. You can hear the crowd here ahead now of Stuart Brown, Marvin Van Lukenen and Nicolas Mousset in 3rd, the number 1 crew. Prunier's lead then. This is just what they want. Then it's Gwendol Carcross. Then it's Brett Wilkinson. He's in 5th place. Benny Weiss there, 91. Let them sort themselves out. I've got to calm down. There is a long, long way to go in this race. I can't identify everyone. There's not enough time on this lap. But at the moment, this is what the crowd want. The French champions, the number 94, on 76 points at the moment, are leading this race. Instead, if they get the start and a clear run at it, then they're going to have a good go. Marvin Van Lukenen then is by Stuart Brown, and he has got the drop on Koen Hermans. God forbid it was Koen Hermans who got upended off the start. I'm looking for the all-white clad Koen Hermans with the red plate. He and Ben van den Bogart, where were they? We didn't get to see who it was upended. But at the moment, the Prunier boys are galloping away. Van Lukenen is going with them. He knows what he needs to do. 2nd in the championship, 27 points behind Koen Hermans. 4th place looked like Gwendol Carcross. Got a good start. And they're the Lille Bardis boys in 5th. Daniel and Bruno Lille Bardis in 5th. No sign of Koen Hermans. Yes, there is. There he is. As I speak, he stole the words out of my mouth, and he's ahead now and going well. Daniel and Bruno Lille Bardis with the red plate right behind them, the 101 crew. It is indeed the 936 of Gwendol Carcross and Mathis Hupon in 4th place. What a good starter they always are. They've got Lille Bardis behind them. Then it's Koen Hermans. Then it's Mike Hodges and Ryan Henderson, the number 13. Then it's Davy Sanders and Jens Vincent. Then it's Benny Weiss and Patrick Schneider. These are regular contenders. They're always in the ring together. These boys, they were at it yesterday. Hodges going well then on the back of Hermans. Hermans, Ben van den Bogart with Lille Bardis and Gwendol Carcross, Mathis Hupon, 936. Local French, well, from Brittany. So the Bretons going very well here. What a start that was. Well, 94 now coming under some pressure from Marvin Van Lukenen. So Kilian Evon Prunier not getting away. They're taking Marvin Van Lukenen and Nicolas Mousset with them. And this is an absolutely terrific start. It's a dream start for what the French champions wanted. Good drone shots here. The sun has come out. The crowd, just look at the crowd in the background. An enormous crowd here. Bettering what we saw in 2003. I would wager my house on it. Air horns are going berserk for the French champions. The 94 then of the Prunier brothers, but Marvin Van Lukenen and Nicolas Mousset. Marvin was diagnosed with COVID after the Fox Hill round. He rode in the French Championship last weekend, but tired very quickly. Let's hope the aftermath of that awful illness has got away from him and he's fully fit here to contest this. The acid test will be whether he can go to 30 minutes and the 2 laps. Nicolas Mousset, of course, he and Marvin winners here in 2023, each of them with 3 World Championship titles, and the rest of the field stringing around behind Stuart Brown and Scott Graham, still having that amazing start, holding the Lille Bardis boys off there in 3rd, and Koen Hermans has gone with them. They've all nipped past Gwendol Carcross who, out of good due respect to him, is under real pressure from top class. Here then, the wrong side of 50 years of age, but Stuart Brown's speed, his track craft and his tenacity cannot be denied. But he's got his hands full. The Leobardis twins are coming. Daniel and Bruno Leobardis have got so much catching up to do in the 2025 championship. And the reality is, have they got a chance? Well, they're in 13th place at the moment. They've got to get up the sharp end and get some very good results in order to claw back the massive points deficit. And it might even need Koen Hermans a couple of DNFs for them to close. But they're up alongside the Mega, getting the drag on the Husqvarna up the hill there. The Husqvarna 4-stroke then relegated one place by Daniel and Bruno Leobardis. No disgrace, Stuart. No disgrace at all. These kids are a coming team. There's no doubt about it. Young Latvians have got a massive wealth of supporters, and an awful lot of them will be on that hill. But out in front, it's the Prunier brothers, 4.1 seconds ahead of Marvin van Lukena. Daniel and Bruno Leobardis then up to third now. Stuart Brown, Scott Graham, Koen Hermans right behind them. So Stuart, you're going to get your wing mirrors very full of a red plate at the moment in the shape of Koen Hermans, also mega powered. So we've got a mega 2-stroke in third place, a mega 2-stroke in fifth place. Leading the race, a good old faithful Zabel in the hands of Kilian Prunier. And Marvin van Lukena also Zabel powered. So 2 strokes in the top 3, Stuart Brown and Hermans, well, on another mega. Davy Sanders has gone past Benny Weiss, moving his way up. Benny Weiss is actually going with him. So Davy Sanders and Jens Vincent now up to 6th place. Stuart Brown still in 4th, but he's going to come under real pressure now from Koen Hermans and Ben van den Bogart. Just let these magnificent pictures tell the story while I take a quick swig from my water bottle. Job done. Suitably replenished. Hermans, Ben van den Bogart are not closing on Stuart Brown the way I thought they might, because he's wide. He's got a left-hand sidecar, and it's more suited in actual fact, as some of them said. It shows from yesterday's qualifying races, the left-hand sidecars are very, very well suited. But we have lost off the leaderboard Brett Wilkinson and Joe Millard. I cannot see them on the leaderboard. Yes, I can. 8th place ahead of Michael Hodges, moving up there. They are on the back of Benny Weiss. Alongside Stuart Brown goes Koen Hermans, but can the left-hand chair drive around? Yes, it can. That's what you see. Left-hand sidecar, you can get the power down and drive around the left-hander with the back wheel doing everything you're expecting of it. Koen Hermans has now got that advantage, and he's going to use it if he can, but he can't. Stuart Brown closing the door here, having an absolutely magnificent ride. The veteran English pairing, or the veteran English driver, put it that way, with Ryan Henderson doing a fantastic job. What am I talking about, Ryan Henderson? Sorry, Stuart Graham. It's Scott Graham. I'm so sorry, apologies. Scott Graham, Ryan Henderson in the sidecar of Michael Hodge. Oh, that looked tricky for Koen Hermans. Koen Hermans then, a little bit of an awkward moment off that jump. Scott Graham. Stuart Brown, the 888. Just, he's pulling away now. He's opened up a gap from Koen Hermans. This, the battle for third place. Leobardis and Van Lukena going now out of sight at the top in third. 4th place Brown. 5th place the chasing Koen Hermans, who seems unable to find just that little extra bit of speed that he might need. Down this long drop they come. Davy Sanders, Benny Weiss, Brett Wilkinson, Joe Millard there behind. And there's Grendel Cockcroft, and then Tim and Sam Leffery in the red with the blue helmets. Davy Sanders, Jens Vincent, since they got together this season, have had some pretty amazing results, and they come here 8th in the championship. Justin Kerben is in 9th place in this race, and he is ahead of Sanders in the championship. Look at Brett Wilkinson going through on the inside of Benny Weiss. So the left-hand sidecar grabs a place there. Benny Weiss fighting back on the Zabel. No, doors closed. Through goes the Husky of Brett Wilkinson and Joe Miller. They're playing catch-up here. Their fellow countryman is in 4th place and going very well. When they get up against, there's Kerben 7, there's Leffery. So we've got a battle royal developing now in the second order, further down the field. Stuart Brown still holding off Koen Hermans. Davy Sanders, they're all going to close up behind Stuart Brown here. Stuart Brown and Scott Graham, this is going to be a real battle royal. 4 titles to the passenger's name in the number 3 red-plated outfit. No titles to his driver, Koen Hermans, but could this be the year? 27 points they lead the championship by, with 3 victories out of 4. Is it going to be victory this time? Well, I can tell you that the Brunier boys at the top have still only got a very shallow lead over Marvin Van Lukener, because Van Lukener has found something special. He's 2.8 seconds over the line behind last time. Look at that from Stuart Brown. Stuart Brown, Scott Graham holding off the red plate holder. Sensational. There are not any superlatives I can use that don't come to mind. Round the bottom of the tree and up the hill again. This is where Hermans can get the drive around the wide line, but over the double jump, it's still Stuart Brown. Now look at this. Davy Sanders has nipped past, and Wilkinson going with him, Benny Weiss. So the Lille Bardis boys, well, they're ahead of the Stuart Brown. This is all the battle for 4th and 5th and 6th and 7th and 8th. Davy Sanders, Jens Vincent ahead of Brett Wilkinson and Joe Millard. There they are, the British crew then, on the Husky, chasing the Mega 2-stroke. They're looking at the inside and really pushing here, and they're on the inside. Davy Sanders, though, fighting back, and still Stuart Brown holding off Koen Hermans. But the battle's all the way down the field, and it's racing at its finest here at Brou. No wonder the crowd's going bonkers. I'm going bonkers here as well. 3.9 the gap at the front, so the Prunier boys holding their own over Marvin Van Lukener, who will in this position put some points back on the red plate holder Koen Hermans if Stuart Brown can keep him at bay. The clock is galloping away. 15 minutes of racing done. Just over 15 left before we see the 2-lap board, and still Stuart Brown and Scott Graham holding a magnificent 4th place. Lille Bardis boys closing. They're some 15 seconds off the leader, and Van Lukener then some 10 to 11 seconds ahead of them. This is where the action is, though. Koen Hermans still chasing. Now Brett Wilkinson is past Sanders. Brett Wilkinson and Joe Millard have got a clear track ahead of them now to get in pursuit and on the back of Koen Hermans. Can it happen? Let's have a look. The lap times, well, Hermans is doing about 2.8. What's Wilkinson doing? What's his fastest lap? He's not doing the fast lap time. The quickest time is by Prunier, 2:06 at the front of the pack, and 4 seconds the gap. But Wilkinson now, with Sanders and Benny Weiss, is on his way. Chasing down the hill, it is Justin Kerben in the red shirt with the white patch in the back with the number 7 emblazoned in the middle of that white. Absolutely terrific stuff, this scrap. And this battle now is all about 6th place. Wilkinson's got it. Sanders wants it. Benny Weiss can smell it. Kerben can see it. And right at the back, the Lefric boys wish they were a bit further up, but they're still very much in that. They're getting pulled along here by this pace. Nobody wants to give anything here. There's not much of a passing place here. You've got to be brave, or you've got to do a block pass on the downhill stretches. 9 rounds on the calendar. This, the first race of round 3. From here we go to Poland. Then we go to the deep sand of Belgium. Then we go to Germany. Then we go to Madonna in Latvia. Then it's back to France for Brussels with the grand finale in Rudelsburg in Germany. But look at them all getting mixed up here. Benny Weiss is under pressure now from Justin Kerben. Kerben's going the wide way round. Lefric's gone through. Lefric has gone through on Justin Kerben and Dion Rietman. What a race this is. Grand Prix race winner Benny Weiss, Patrick Schneider, winner of the second race in Kramelin, have really got their mojo going, that's for sure. A look over the shoulder from Brett Wilkinson. He knows he's dropped the chasing pack. Let them find it out, Brett. You've got Hermans to catch. He's in front of you, and he's still in front of you because your compatriot Stuart Brown is doing a remarkable job in holding him up. All hats off to Stuart Brown and Scott Graham. Still Hermans chasing. Here they come then. Stuart Brown has gapped Koen Hermans. He's got a 2. Oh, the Lefrics are out. Tim and Sam Lefric. That's a shame. They came here 6th on 67 points. But it's game over for them. Their bike is broken. So Tim and Sam Lefric out of race 1 here at Brou. That's moved everybody behind them up a little bit. I'm not even going to venture into my timing screen. That fly from yesterday has come back again. And it seems to like the warmth of the plasma on the TV monitor. Davy Sanders. Oh, Tim and Sam Lefric. Sorry, buddy. Absolutely distraught. But Benny Weiss, Patrick Schneider now on the back of Davy Sanders, Jens Wilson. Ahead of them, Brett Wilkinson is getting away, still on the back of Koen Hermans. Benny Weiss alongside. He's going to go for it surely here. Is there a way through? Zabel versus Mega. Absolutely brilliant racing. Justin Kerben in the wheel tracks of these boys. Koen Hermans is through. Koen Hermans is through. Finally. No, he's not. What am I talking about? Stuart Brown is now doing battle again with the Leobardis boys. Stuart Brown has got second wind here. He's coming back at Daniel and Bruno and Leobardis and having a look at the inside. So the old warhorse is really giving it some stick here. Number 77 pulling out of the running. That's Stefan Brou and Rudy Gonner. Daniel and Bruno Leobardis were coming under some pressure there from Stuart Brown and Scott Graham, who in turn have got Koen Hermans and Ben van den Bogart still behind them. Leobardis boys all dressed in white. What they don't, of course, is the red plate which they carried for about 2/3 of last year. Surely they must have come into this season thinking it was something like a formality. Well, the Prunier boys and Koen Hermans have denied them that, but look again at Stuart Brown. Stuart Brown having an absolutely magnificent race here. Did himself proud, second in a qualifying race yesterday to Brett Wilkinson. He's trying every opportunity to get that Husky up the inside of the Mega, the 101 Mega. Koen Hermans now, we've got a 3-way scrap here. A 3-way scrap for this 3rd place position. Tail end ahead of them, moving over, respectfully waving them through. The number 73 crew then moving out of the way. And that is very, very good news. Project Perdurel is out of the running and lets them all through. But look at Stuart Brown on Leobardis. Leobardis not getting away the way he thought he might do. And you would not put money against the veteran Stuart Brown getting up to some of his tricks here and showing a way through and a good block pass. This right-hander looks like it might be the place on the downhill. No, but Neil Barnes is brave. Well, you were brave. I was brave at 18 years of age. You're going to be, aren't you? At least I thought I was brave. Look at Stuart Brown really fighting here. What an incentive he's got. Ahead of him, he's got the 18-year-old Latvian champions, who were carrying the red plate in this World Championship for at least 2/3 of last season. Grand Prix race winners last year. And runners-up in the title chase. What more can you want? Koen Hermans, Ben van den Bogart there, knows that there are two in the taking for one here. And Hermans is very good at that. While Brown is looking for a wave pass, Koen Hermans might well do the pair of them. Still Van Lukenen at some 6 seconds. Advantage now Kilian Prunier has. The air horns will run out of gas. I hope they bought new bottles. Neil Barnes, Brown, and there's Hermans. Hermans on the inside. Stuart Brown alongside, but he can't get the drive down coming out of that right hand, and the back skipped again there. Now Hermans is in a position where he can pounce, and he will be pouncing. Under 10 minutes of normal racing time before we see a 2-lap board. The track in perfect condition. And our drone shot, look at the crowd on the hill. You can barely see a blade of grass in that vantage point viewing area. We had a record crowd here at Brou in 2003. I reckon we've beaten it already. Here comes Stuart Brown having a look at the Lille Barnes boys. If he can go through here and get the power down. Now the left-hander, Stuart, at the inside. No, there's no room there. Will the 18-year-olds get flustered here? Identical twins. Briggs will be thinking exactly the same. Keep it cool, keep it cool. We've got third place. They're valuable points. 25 for the win, 22 for second, 20-point position. Lille Barnes is in. Stuart Brown wants it. The sidecar wheel just pawing the air as he gets the power down. He's alongside Lille Barnes now. I'm nearly losing my voice, and we've still got 7 minutes of racing to go. Time for me to lubricate the larynx. What a race. What a thrilling race. Over the double jump. Stuart Brown is riding like the man we knew 20 years ago. Not that he ever really stopped riding like the man we knew 20 years ago. He's been such a strong competitor, and he's still doing it at the highest level. Koen Hermans then, right behind him. Neil Barnes, and now 141, the Verhees boys. This could be crucial going into the closing stages. When Lille Barnes comes up against these other youngsters, have they got the experience to be aware? Are the blue flags going? Yes, they are. There's the answer. The blue flag's on the inside of Lille Barnes. It's Stuart Brown trying desperately to get the power down. He's alongside Verhees, and Stuart Brown has gone with him. They've now thrown the Verhees brothers into the path of Koen Hermans. He made it through. Hermans made it through. Brown over the jump. Stuart Graham just getting a little bit of a... Oh, amazing stuff. Scott Graham just bumping up off the rear mudguard there. Everything that Stuart Brown can do, he's trying here. Because he knows Koen Hermans is on his back wheel, breathing down his neck. Come on, Stuart, you can get it alongside these boys. Now up the inside, now drive it. No, he's got to follow them. He's in the rut. The back marker of the way, Koen Hermans watching and waiting for every single opportunity here. It could be two for the price of one, and nobody knows that better than Koen Hermans. Through goes Brown. It had to happen sooner or later. A fantastic move. A little wave in the air. Sorry about that, but I had to do it, buddy. And Koen Hermans has gone with him. Koen Hermans, Ben van den Bogart has gone with him. Whilst the Lille Barnes boys, they've dropped 2 places. And did not expect that to happen. I thought Hermans would do the pair of them. Wilkinson now charging hard. He's coming hard on the back of the Lille Barnes boys. So that battle has allowed Brett Wilkinson in 6th place to close on the 5th place pairing, which is now Daniel and Bruno Leopardis. Under 5 minutes of normal racing in this absolutely epic Grand Prix. Have you ever seen anything like it? Nicola, our event manager, is sitting next to me in the commentary box, and I don't think she's ever seen anything like it. And she'll be doing the pit lane interviews for the top 3 afterwards, so she needs to know exactly what's going on, and you can see what's going on yourself. It's an absolutely terrific fight for this 3rd place. Stuart Brown is into 3rd place. Koen Hermans now in 4th. The Leopardis forms in 5th, and Brett Wilkinson and Joe Millard know they've got to do something special if they're to move up there and overtake in the points. They came here in 3rd on 79 points. The man, Van Lukener, of course, is now ahead of them and will extend the points gap. So they have got to be, they're now in a damage limitation position. They've got to be up there and close. Daniel Bruno Leopardis are slipping back. Not sure whether they have a problem. Yesterday they broke a steering damper in the qualifying race. And they also got punted on one of the turns. But now they're looking anxiously because the left-hand sidecar, Brett Wilkinson, is going again. Was that Tim and Sam Leffring again all up and running? They obviously got it fired up and they've got it running. I think they're still going. Well, no, maybe not. Maybe different colour. Same colour, but different guys. Koen Hermans then closing now again, but this is another fantastic battle here. The sidecar wheel just pouring the air. All the weight was on the drive wheel on the bike. That's what you want. You don't want to waste any time dragging the sidecar along. Just get it up and ride it like a solo out of the right-handers. That's exactly what they're doing. Tail ender ahead of Stuart Brown. Wilkinson with the Leopardis boys. Still holding off. But Koen Hermans now, another back marker. They're coming now among the traffic. You've got to be so careful. There, Marvin Van Lukener, Nicolas Mousset. 2 minutes of racing, and then the 2-lap board. Stuart Brown is riding like a man half his age here. And now he's put another tail ender between himself and Koen Hermans, who cannot master the old veteran Brit. Scott Graham doing an admirable job, I can tell you. Racing at Grand Prix speed at this World Championship is utterly, utterly exhausting. But they are so fit, they're just pure athletes. Koen Hermans, Ben van den Bogart knows all the tricks in the book. He knows when to rest if there is such an opportunity, but there is a little bit when you're over the back wheel. You can just take a breather, relax just a second, rest your fingers, rest your forearms. The moment you tense up all the way round, you're a done deal. You cannot complete the lap. You've got to seize just microseconds of letting your fingers extend and relax. Koen Hermans, Ben van den Bogart then catch up on certain parts of the track, but equally give it away in others. Leopardis, they'll be disappointed with this. They haven't got their rhythm all the way down the line. The number 81 crew there, Gregory Uriman and Victoria Verakaita, the Lithuanian lady, Brett Wilkinson, Joe Millard, they've made it up. They're in 5th place now. Hermans is ahead of them, and you can see Hermans. They can see Stuart Brown, and Brett Wilkinson will be thinking of his adversary in the British Championship. What the dickens is my old nemesis doing ahead of me in this race? Well, I can tell you, he's doing an absolutely admirable job. Look at this. What a class performance from Stuart Brown and Scott Graham. Holding off the red plate pairing, and here comes Brett Wilkinson and Joe Millard. They can smell the reward here. We still have 2 minutes of racing to go. But can Wilkinson and Millard catch? And even so, can they then pass Hermans? That, my dear, is the question. Hermans does have no answer, it would seem, for Stuart Brown, who absolutely astonished me yesterday with his consistency and his fitness in the qualifying race. Well, that's been blown into the water by his performance in this race. Norman, his father, still the mechanic at the advanced stage of something approaching, if not greater than mine, and he'll be so proud. Himself, of course, a very capable sidecar driver in the Amateur Federation back in the UK. Back in the day, of course. Meanwhile, in the here and now, Stuart Brown, Scott Graham, in the sunshine here at Brou, in front of thousands, yes, thousands of spectators on the banking and all the way round the track. Just look at them. The tricolours being waved for Kylian and Yvon Prunier, who have a 10-second lead at the front. We will be seeing them very shortly on their victory lap, which will be the final lap, on their way to 25 points. And they will owe a big thank you to Stuart Brown and Scott Graham if they manage to keep Koen Hermans at bay into 4th place. But Marvin van Lukener is still there in 2nd, pegging back a couple of points on Hermans. And this will be a fillip to Van Lukener's confidence as well, because it will tell him that he's got the 30-minute speed all the way through the race. I've seen some good Grand Prix races in my time. I thought the races we saw at Fox Hill were sensational. Patrick Hengster, 914, with Selina Yan, another lady passenger coming through now. But race leaders then on their final lap. There it goes. Kylian and Yvon Prunier, immaculate in their white strip. It looks as though Yvon might have had someone rub his back. Either that or he's been dragging his shoulder on the ground with his exuberant passenger skills. Here we go. That's exactly what did it. That's what put the mud on his back. He's been scraping his back on the ground, hanging out over the right-handers. There was a question last year over the fitness of Yvon Prunier. No way, Jose. Just look at the way the young man is working. This pair of French brothers, if they are not champions this year, they will be champions one day, I am sure. The top 3 then, Prunier, Van Lukener, Stuart Brown. The crowd are going absolutely berserk, and rightly so. It's been an astonishing performance. The trackside commentator going absolutely berserk. It was Daniel Willemsen and Jason Van Dalen who had the coming together on the start-finish straight, because they are both at the bottom of the table 15 laps adrift, so they're not showing any laps at all. So I do hope that they are okay after being upended unceremoniously when the gate dropped. Start voting now for the Prunier brothers. He's shaking his head. He cannot believe it. He's waving to the crowd himself. This is going to be absolutely amazing. What will this do for his confidence? They knew if they got the start. They almost got the start, but then Stuart Brown just beat them to the corner, but they emerged first. Stuart Brown has done an admirable job holding off Koen Hermans for 3rd place. Prunier boys then. Checkered flag, victory for Les Frères Prunier. Félicitations, absolutely amazing stuff. What more do you want? There is no more. Let's have a look then. Where's Marvin Van Lukener? Here he comes. Marvin Van Lukener, Nicolas Mousset, delighted. Stuart Brown, Scott Graham, third. Fourth for Koen Hermans, fifth for Brett Wilkinson. They won't be happy to see Stuart ahead of them on the podium here, but what a result for the Prunier boys, and what a sensational race on the way down the field. I've run out of superlatives. Davy Sanders, 7th. Ian Jens Vincent were on the back of the Leo Bardis boys, who brought it home in 6th place. Benny Weiss, Patrick Schneider, 8th for them. Devil Dare Boys, 47, coming over. Daniel and Bruno, Leo Bardis, 6th position. They'll be disappointed because they were running at the front. The Weinman boys, let's have a look at them on the timing screen. Behind Mike Hodges, who was 10th, Joshua Noel Weinman, 11th. Mike Hodges, Ryan Henderson, 10th. Gert Gordiev coming over, 151. Gordiev, 13th place, so well in the points. Tom van der Lagermaat, Stuart Brown, absolutely thrilled. And Scott Graham doesn't really look like he's done a hard day's work. He's so relaxed. Well done, Scott. Fantastic. Nicolas Mousset, 3 times world champion, the French passenger. Oh, let them get their breath back, and we almost certainly will be talking to the top 3 if they can speak. The emotion will be so high. Look at the fans. That's what they came for, and that is precisely what they got. Absolutely astonishing. What is then? 94. 94. Wonderful. Well, I've lost my breath, but I'm quite sure the guy who brought it home and took the checkered flag needs to breathe as well. We're going to hear it then from one of the Prunier brothers. I suspect it's Kilian. Come on, Kilian, talk to us.
We have here Kilian Brunier, the winner of the first race. Kilian, how it is to ride in front of this huge crowd of your French people, and will we hear the national anthem of France at the end of today?
I hope so. What to say? Just a perfect race from the start to the end, and we just had the perfect race. Really great line. We managed to put a gap between us and Marvin, and finally, like yesterday, we were looking for some smooth line, also to prepare the second race. And what to say, the crowd is just amazing. This is so loud. In some corners, I can just not hear my engine. So this is just awesome. For now, I don't have the word. We just have to make the same job in the second race.
I wish you good luck for the second race.
Thanks a lot. See you.
Oh, he looks as though he's just been to the post office, doesn't he? He doesn't look as though he's ridden 30 minutes plus 2 laps. Very, very relaxed and absolutely fantastic performance. And I know that Marvin Van Lukener will be happy with second place because it shows him that his fitness is back, the speed is there, and he will be trying everything. But home ground for the passenger, Nicolas Mousset, 3 times a world champion. He was smiling all over his face. Nicolas Mousset is going to talk to us from the sidecar of Marvin Van Lukener. Come on, Nicolas.
Nicola, you are here also racing in front of your home crowd. It's so huge, it's so perfect. You finished second in the first race, better position than yesterday in the quali races. So how is Marvin feeling?
Yeah, to ride in France is so crazy. When you see the people here, it's so beautiful. And yeah, the race was really hard for Marvin. It's for me a big hero. It's you know, he have some problem with COVID, and yeah, at the moment he's not for sure 100%, but yeah, he's still riding, and for sure the last 10 minutes was so hard. You can see on the position on the sidecar, but he's still pushing, and I'm really proud of him.
Yeah. Good luck for the second race. I hope you will go so well.
Thank you very much.
Here, here. Well said, Nicola. You know, that COVID thing is absolutely draining. It just knocks the stuffing out of you. So to battle on for the last 10 minutes when you just feel like giving up, that is where the strength in sidecar motocross comes in. It's brain power and it's strength and commitment. And talking about strength and commitment over such a long career, Stuart Brown epitomizes what it means to be a top-class sidecar driver. So third place for Stuart Brown and Scott Graham, and Stuart is now going to talk to us, and Nicola, I hope. Come on, Stuart.
Stuart, great racing from you also today. You had some great battles with Lil Bardis, then you found a way how to pass by. How do you feel to finish third here in Brou?
Yeah, brilliant feeling. Great battle, Lil Bardis. I mean, it was getting a bit tight, but there's no other way of passing really. You know, just got to be a little bit forced, but obviously hope nobody gets injured while you're doing that. You know, it's obviously done with respect and everything, so we just did what we did. But I'd like to dedicate that third to Janny Mass, and hope she gets well very soon. We love you lots, and we're all missing you.
Okay, I wish you good luck for the second race also.
Thanks very much.
Well, those three, Stuart. God, if you'd had 10 quid on that, you'd have been a winner. Prunier then, 25 points. Marvin van Lukener, he's eaten into Koen Herman's advantage by 4 points. Stuart Brown, Scott Graham, will they reconsider doing the rest of the season? I wonder. Wilkinson, 5th. Not too bad considering he didn't get the best of starts. And Lil Bardis boys relegated to 6th. Sanders, Weiss, Kerben, Mike Hodges, Ryan Henderson. They complete the top 10, but another good ride. Kerben won't be happy with 9th, I can tell you that, but he had to work for it. Maybe he was also caught up a little bit in that start line, Schamozel. The Weinman brothers ahead of Stefan Wires, Han van Hal, Gordiev. Karkref just starts so well, and he holds on and he scores points at the end of it. Jean-Luc Petter, Van der Arguin, and Patrick Henry, Selina Yarn pick up the final point there. Well, what can I look at the crowd? What can I say? It's been absolutely sensational. The opening Grand Prix race here at Brou exceeded expectations. We're going to take a short break from sidecars. There will be some solos later in the day, but in the meantime from now, we hope you enjoyed the live stream on fim-moto.tv. From me, Barry Nutley, I'm going to write up some notes, have a short breather. We'll be back again for the second race. Whatever you do, go away. Thanks for watching, but bye-bye for now. Williamson is 10 times the world champion. Fax and Stupilis, they've done it again. Unbelievable. Marvin van Lukener certainly deserves the red plate. And what an incredible sport this is. Fast, high and spectacular. Unbelievable.